Nanyang Primary Mid-Year Practice for 2025. This is for paper 1. So no calculators are allowed for this paper. Okay, question 1. In the number line below, what is the value of y? Now we have 2.6 here and 2.9 here. In between 2.6 and 2.9, you have 2.7, 2.8. Now see if you can fit in 2.7 and 2.8 at equal intervals apart. So we have count the intervals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 intervals. So between 2.6 and 2.9, there is an increase of 0.3, which means that every increment of 0.1, it's 2 intervals apart. Okay, so 6 intervals, every 2 interval will be a 0.1. So this would be 2.7, 2.8. So in between them, you have 2 intervals. Okay, so now y is between 2.8 and 2.9. So that will give us 2.85. So answer option 1. Okay, for question 2, find the value of 5, 6 divided by 1/4. Now, when you have fractions and you want to divide, we have to use keep, change, flip. So we keep the first fraction, change the sign to times, and then we flip 1/4. Now, when we flip 1/4 means that it becomes 4/1. So from here, you can actually simplify. 6 and 4 both divide by 2. So you'll have 5, numerator 5 times 2, which is 10. Denominator is 3 times 1, which is 3. So you don't need to change to mixed number because the options here provided do not have any mixed number. So 10/3, option 1. Question 3, which of the following is same as 25% of 20%? Now, if you have a percentage of a percentage, right, it might be a bit confusing. So what we can do is to change it to fraction. And anyway, the answers here are all fraction times fraction. So 25% as a fraction would be 1/4. 20% would be 1/5. So this off, right, when we have something of something, we multiply them. Okay, so 1/4 of 1/5 means 1/4 times 1/5. So that will give us option 1. Question 4. Square grid below shows triangle P. What type of triangle is triangle P? Now, let's go down the list. First one, obtuse angled triangle. Obtuse angle will be angles that's more than 90 degrees but less than 180. Okay, all these angles are acute angles, which means less than 90. So 1 is out. Right angled triangle, none of the angles are right angle. In a right angled triangle, you need to have 1 right angle. So that's out also. Equilateral means all sides are the same. But we do not have 3 equal sides. Only 2 equal sides. So a triangle with 2 equal sides will be called isosceles. So answer is 4. Question 5, in the square below, which one is rhombus? So what's so special about rhombus? Rhombus, you have 2 pairs of parallel lines, and in a parallelogram, you also have 2 pairs of parallel lines, right? Same as square and rectangle. But so to differentiate a rhombus and a parallelogram, the difference is that for rhombus, you have 4 equal sides. Okay, so make sure you have 4 equal sides. So with that, 3 is out. 3 is not rhombus. 2 is also out. So between 1 and 4, 1 are the sides the same. No, they're not equal. This one here, the diagonal, is longer than this straight line. Okay, this diagonal is definitely more than 3 units, while this side here is 3 units only. For 4, you have 4 equal sides and 2 pairs of parallel lines. So answer is 4. Next question 6. What is the area of triangle ABC as shown? Area of triangle is half times base times height. So you need to identify your base and your height. So the base of this triangle, look for sides that you know. So it will be this 4 plus 8. Then for the height, it has to be perpendicular height. So there's a right angle. This is the perpendicular. So that's the height. So your base is 12, height is 3. So half times 12 times 3. Half of 12 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. So answer option 1, 18 square cm. Question 7. What is the area of a circle with diameter 60 cm? Now, area of circle is pi times radius times radius. You just follow this formula and you should get the answer. So your radius is what you need to find. The question gave us the diameter. Diameter is twice of the radius. So we have to divide by 2 to find radius. Now, area of the circle, pi, which is 3.14, times 30 times 30. Okay, then you calculate this. You're not supposed to use a calculator. So what you can do is to split them up. This part here is 900. Okay, so 3.14 times 900, which is also the same as 3.14 times 100, then times 9. Okay, 3.14 times 100 is 314. 314 times 9. Now, here you're going to do the working. 314 times 9 is 36. 1 times 9, 9 plus 3, 12. 3 times 9, 27 plus 1, 28. So this is 2826. Answer option 3. Question 8. Which of the following is likely to be the length of an approved scientific calculator for PSLE? So we have 4 options. Which one is the most likely answer for this, the length of the calculator? Okay, take away those that are not possible. Let's change it to cm first. 0.018 meters. Now 1 meter is 100 cm. So 1 cm is actually 0.01 meter. 0.01. So this is 1.8 cm. This is 18 cm. 1.8 cm definitely out. That's not even 2 cm. That's very small. 1.8 meters is like the height of a person. So out. 18 meters is even longer. So out. So answer is 2. Okay, so this is about 18 cm, which is slightly longer than the length of a 15 cm ruler. Okay, next question. We have bar graph here. So the bar graph shows the number of cars sold from June to September. Which month was the number of cars sold half as many as September? Okay, let's find out all the values first before we solve. So first one is 9,000, between 8 and 10,000. Then this is 12,000. This is 3,000. And lastly, 6,000. half of September. September is 6,000. So half of that we divide by 2. So the month that has 3,000 would be August. Okay, so option 3. Question 10, which of the following is true? Okay, let's go one by one. Number of cars sold in June was 8,500. June, no, not true. So this is out. Number of cars sold in July is 3/4 of June. July is 3/4 of June. No, July is more than June. Okay, it's not a fraction of June. June is 3/4 of July. Okay, but July is not 3/4 of June. So don't be tricked. They are telling you, they're saying over here that July is less than June. But from the graph, it's not. June is less than July. The increase in the number of cars sold from August to September was 9,000. Okay, so August to September, is it 9,000? They're talking about the increase. No, the increase is actually only 3,000. Okay, so this is supposed to be 3,000, not 9,000. Lastly, let's check if this is correct. Total number of cars sold in June and August, same as July. June and August is 12,000. Yes, it's the same as July. So answer 4. Question 11. Last month, a florist sold 800 roses. This month, she sold 1,000 roses. What's the percentage increase in the number of roses sold? Okay, so for percentage increase, right, you need to find, the formula to get that is increase over original times 100%. Okay, percentage increase. Now, increase, we need to find what's the increase. So 1,000 minus 800, which is 200. Then the original means the one that happened first. So original is 800. So 200 over 800 times 100%. Okay, so this is following the formula. So from here, let's simplify first. So 2 and 8. 2 divided by 2, 8 divided by 2. So 1/4 of 100 is 25%. Answer option 2. Question 12. Figure below is made up of 3 identical quarter circles, radius 28 cm. Find its perimeter. Now, if I want to find the perimeter, right, I will involve the circumference of circle formula, which is pi times diameter. Okay, don't use the area one. So diameter, 28 is the radius. So diameter will be 28 times 2, which is 56 cm. Then let's find one arc of a quadrant. So let's say we're looking for this one here. So 22 over 7 times diameter, which is 56, times 1/4. Okay, let's simplify. 7 and 56. Divide by 7, you get 8. Now 8 and 4. 8 can divide by 4 to get 2. 4 divided by 4. So now multiplying the numerator across, you get 44. And denominator is just 1, right? So this is 44. 44 cm for that. Then we have another one, same. So 44 times 3 equals to 132. That will give you all those in green that we've highlighted. Then next you need to find the straight lines. Straight line. So 132 plus 28 plus 28. 188. Okay, so answer 188 cm, option 3. Question 13. A lollipop costs 70 cents. There were 80 lollipops in a box. Janie bought 8 such boxes of lollipops for a class party. How much did she spend on the lollipops? Okay, one lollipop is 70 cents. What about one box? One box, there are 80. So the cost of one box. One box you have 80, every lollipop is 70 cents. So multiply that. So what you can do is, okay, maybe let me just swap it around. 70 cents times 80 would be the same as 70 cents times 10 times 8. 70 cents times 10 is $7. 10 times 8, which is $56. That's just one box, but she bought 8 boxes. So we take one box times 8. 448. Answer option 3. An empty rectangular tank was 40 cm long, 20 cm wide, and 80 cm high. Mary poured some water into it, and the water level reached a height of 30 cm. How many liters of water were there in the tank? Okay, so firstly, we have 40, 20, 80. Do we find that? Do we find volume using that? No, it's we shouldn't because it's empty. Like it's just the tank's capacity. Okay, what it can hold. Then but when you pour in water, right, it reaches a height of 30 cm. So what's no longer relevant in order to find the volume is this 80 cm. So length times breadth times the height, water level. That will give us the volume of water inside. And they're asking for liters. Now, be careful when you look at the units. They want liters, so your answer cannot be option 2. So what you should be doing is to convert cubic cm into liters. Okay, so answer is option 4. Question 15. In a basket, 5/9 of the fruits are apples, the rest are oranges. 3/10 of the apples are green, the rest are... Oh, there are 15 green. How many fruits are there in the basket? Okay, let's just ratio for this. 5/9 are apples, the rest are oranges. So my ratio, if I write apples to oranges, 5 units for apples, the rest are oranges. So the rest would be 4/9, 4 units. 3/10 of the apples are green in color. So apples that are green to the total apples would be 3 to 10. So from here we have common base, the total number of apples, total number of apples. This is a 5, this is a 10, we have changed to 10. Now, if they said that there are 15 green apples, means this 3 units is 15. And 1 unit would be 15 divided by 3, which is 5. How many fruits are there in the basket? The total number of fruits would be here 10 units and 8 units. Total 18 units. So 18 units is 90. Answer option 3. Booklet B, question 16. Express 3 and 1 quarter as a decimal. Okay, so 3 and 1 quarter. If you know 1 quarter is actually just 0.25, or what you can do is to change it to over 100. So times 25 to get 100. Okay, so this is 25 over 100, so 3.25. Okay, question 17. The volume of a cube is 1000 cubic cm. Find the length of one edge of the cube. Now, a cube is length times breadth times height, right? So, and all the sides are the same. So what number do you multiply by 3 times to get 1000? So it'll be 10 times 10 times 10. So the length of one edge would be 10 cm. Question 18. 6 unit cubes were stacked and glued together to form the solid below. Draw the side view of the solid on the grid below. Okay, so the side view, okay, maybe I just highlight what you're supposed to see from the side view. So we have this square here, and also here. So imagine a light shining from the side view, from this corner here. It will shine on these parts highlighted. Okay, so when you draw it out, it should look like that. Use a ruler to draw so that your lines are straight. Then as high as 3 squares, like that. This is your side view. Okay, question 19. A, C, D, and B, C, E are straight lines. You have 55, 114. DAB is 90 degrees. So right angle here. You need to find angle ADE, which is this angle marked out here. Now you have vertically opposite angles. So first let's find this BCA. Okay, angle BCA. This would be 180 minus 90 minus 55. Which will give us 35 degrees. So vertically opposite angles means that this is also 35. So if you want to find angle ADE in this triangle, you take 180 minus 114 minus 35. Which is 31 degrees. Okay, so answer 31 degrees for angle ADE. Question 20. In a figure below, WXYZ is a trapezium. WX is parallel to ZY. So in a trapezium, you have one pair of parallel lines, okay? So that's the key thing about trapezium. And here they actually tell you which two lines are parallel. Okay, then you have 56 degrees, 68 degrees. Find angle XW, XWZ. So this angle over here. Now, if you have parallel lines, right? Let me just highlight. So what you can apply is this angle property over here, where you have the angles between parallel lines. They add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so between these two parallel lines, it can only apply if you have parallel lines. So parallel lines, the angles in between them adds up to 180. So angle XWZ is 180 minus 68 degrees. So you get 112 degrees. Now, why is it not 180 minus 56? Now, that wouldn't work because it has to be angles between parallel lines. WZ and XY are not parallel. So these two angles between will not add up to 180. Okay, it has to be between the parallel lines. So only these two in order to find XWZ. Next, question 21. In the figure below, JKN, this one. Oh, sorry, this triangle is an isosceles triangle. And then KLMN is a parallelogram. You have a straight line, J and M, and JK equals to KN, 110 degrees. Find JKN, this angle marked out over here. Okay, this is a straight line. If you want to find this angle here, that will be 180 minus 110. Okay, so angle JNK, 180 minus 110, which is 70. So this here is 70 degrees. Isosceles means that this one is also 70 degrees. In order to find this angle over here, JKN, 180 minus these two angles. So 180 minus 70 minus 70, which is 40 degrees. So answer 40 degrees. (22) Find the circumference of a circle of radius 5 cm. Now for circumference, the formula is pi times diameter. So you need to know diameter. If the radius is 5 cm, the diameter would be twice of that. Okay, so 10 cm for diameter. Pi is 3.14. Diameter is 10. Pi times diameter, 31.4 cm. Question 23. Figure is made up of two semicircles. XY is half of XZ. So then XY is 14. So it means that this is also 14. Find the area of the shaded part. Now the area of the shaded part is actually bigger semicircle minus smaller semicircle. Okay, so find big semicircle, small semicircle, and then find the difference. Okay, to find a big semicircle, area of circles would be pi times radius times radius. So we'll take pi, which is 22 over 7, times radius, which is 14, times 14. Now don't forget to multiply it by half because it's a semicircle. Okay, the big one is semicircle. So since this is still paper 1, no calculators allowed, right? You simplify to 7 and 14. Okay, then the 2 half, you can also cancel, let's say, okay, let's cancel this 2. So now we have 22 times 14. Then you do your working, 22 times 14. 2 times 4, 8, 2 times 4, 8, 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 1. Okay, then add them up. So this is 308. Okay, big semicircle. So big semicircle. Small semicircle, you need the radius. So 14 is the diameter. Divide that by 2. Now we apply the formula pi, which is 22/7, times radius, and don't forget to multiply by half. Okay, so we cancel again, simplify, 7 and 7. Then 22 and 2. So now you're left with 11 times 7, which is 77. That's the area of the small semicircle. Find the area of the shaded part, so big semicircle minus small semicircle. 308 minus 77. So 231. Squares here. Question 24. Straight line EF is drawn here. G is one of the dots inside the box. Draw two lines FG and EG to complete the triangle EFG with angle EFG 90 degrees. EF equals to FG. So there will be a third point G, which we are supposed to find where it is. Okay, EFG is 90 degrees. So I already have EF. Now I need to draw FG. And EF is the same length as FG. So I know that it's perpendicular and it's equal in length. So how do I draw a perpendicular line if the line is a diagonal? So what I can do is, I'm going to show you in blue, but that is just like how we count, okay? So can you see that EF is actually a diagonal of this two squares, which is, okay, you go right. So from E to F, you go right by 2, go up by 1. So when you want to draw a perpendicular, you do like the opposite. So we go 2 right, 1 up. Now we go 2 up, 1 left. Because like this, oops, this line here, this line here, and then here to the left. Okay, I'm highlighting to show you that the lines, the direction is the corresponding one. So I know I can connect now from this point here to F. And that will be equal in length, perpendicular. So this is G. So I have FG. Now I just need to connect EG. Okay, use a ruler for that. Now this is what your triangle should look like. Question 25. A cuboid is 0.4 meters long and 20 cm wide. It has a volume of 20,000 cubic cm. find the height of the cuboid. Now, volume is length times breadth times height. Okay, this time if I want to find the height, I will have to take volume, divide by length, divide by breadth. Okay, the length is in meters. I'm going to change it to cm. So this is 40 cm. So I'll take the volume, 20,000 cubic cm, divide by the breadth, divide by length and breadth. Okay, divide by 20, divide by 40, or divide 40, divide 20 is the same. Okay, so here, let's do this first. 20,000 divided by 20 is 1,000. And divide by 40. You can cancel the zeros. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So that's the answer. Height of the cuboid, 25 cm. Okay, question 26. Two numbers add up to 364. One of the numbers is a 2-digit number. The other one is a 3-digit number. What is the smallest possible difference between the two numbers? Okay, so we have two missing numbers. 2-digit plus 3 digits give us a total of 364. We want the smallest possible difference between these two. So what this means is that the smaller number, which is the 2-digit one, has to be as big as possible. Okay, as big as possible. Then this 3-digit number will have to be as small as possible. Okay, for the difference, okay, for them to be as close as possible to each other, so that the gap between the two numbers will be the smallest. Okay, so what is the biggest possible 2-digit number that we can come up with? That'd be 99, right? And we know that if this is 99, whatever that's left is definitely 3-digit. Okay, but if we were to go the other way and say, oh, the smallest possible 3-digit is 100, then whatever that is left will not be 2-digit, because if you take away 100 from here, right, you still end up with 3 digits. Okay, so we approach it from this 2-digit. The biggest possible is 99. So what is the 3-digit number? The 364 minus 99. Okay, then you do your calculations, you should get 265. So your missing numbers will be 99 and 265, but they're asking for the difference. So there's actually one more step, okay? So the difference would be 265 minus 99. The bigger number minus the smaller number, which is 166. Okay, so that's the difference. Next, question 27. Use all the digits 7, 0, 4, and 5 to form the smallest multiple of 10. Now, multiple of 10, we know that it always ends with 0. So your last number definitely has to be 0. Okay, then the rest, you just arrange it such that it's the smallest possible number. So starting with the smallest, 4, and then 5, and 7. Next, the even number closest to 5,000. Okay, now 5,000, when we say closest to 5,000, it means that it can be below 5,000, it can also be above 5,000. Okay, so what's the closest we can get? Let's look at a number that's above 5,000. So it will be 5,000 something, right? Since we have a 5 in the 4 digits. Now, the closest number below 5,000 will be 4,000 something, okay? And we have a 4. Okay, so that is okay, what's the closest? For 5,000, it's 50, right? So for 4,000, we're going to go as high as possible. So we go to the biggest number, which is 7, 47. The highest we can go is 47. Now, whatever number is left, let's figure out how to put them. Take note, it has to be even. In this first one, we're left with 5 and 0. If it's even number, you have to end with 0. Okay, so 4750. For the number above 5,000, you're left with 7 and 4. How do you put 7 and 4 such that it ends up being an even number? So your 4, an even number, goes to the back. So you get this. Okay, so which one is closer? 4750. To get to 5,000, you need to add 250 to get to 5,000. Okay, plus 250 to 5,000. For this, you have to take away 74 to get 5,000. So which one is closer? It will be this. Okay, 5074. Because the difference is smaller. Next question, 28. Shanice had a bottle of shampoo. She used an equal amount of shampoo each day. At the end of 7th day, 4/5 of the bottle was left. At the end of 15th day, the amount of shampoo left was 280 ml. So what's the amount in the bottle at first? Okay, because she used equal amount every day, right? By the end of the 7th day, so 7 days have passed, 4/5 was left, which means that in that 7 days, she used, in that 7 days, right, she used 1/5 of the bottle. So we can actually calculate how much she used each day by dividing it by 7. So when you divide by 7, you need to apply, keep, change the sign, and flip. Then we multiply. This would be 1/35. Okay, 1/35. Now, we know that at the end of 15th day, if every day is 1/35, at the end of 15th day, so 15 days would have passed. How much of the bottle would be used? So we times 15, which is 15/35. Simplify, this would be 3/7. So in that, after the 15th day, right, 3/7 would be used. How much is left? So 1 whole minus 3/7 would be 4/7. And this 4/7 of the bottle would be your 280 ml. So 4/7 of a bottle is 280 ml. We are supposed to find the amount at first, so the whole bottle. So we find 1/7 of the bottle. We'll divide it by 4, which is 70. The whole bottle 7/7 of it. So 70 ml times 7. 490 ml. Okay, so that's the answer. 490 ml is the whole bottle of shampoo. Next question, 29. In the worksheet, no, in the copy printed, there might be a missing line. It's supposed to include this line over here, okay? The block of wood shown below dipped into a pail of paint. The block was then cut into 4 identical cubes along the dotted lines. So for them to have 4 cubes, right, this will be the dotted line. Then it's taken apart. The total unpainted area of the 4 cubes is 150 square cm. What was the volume of each cube? Now, if you look at the lines that are being cut, okay, these are the lines that are being cut. That is where the unpainted faces will be. Now, for every line that is that we highlight, right, there's actually 2 faces stuck to each other. Okay, one from this cube here, one from this cube, and then that face is actually sticking on to a side from these 2 cubes, which will be the same area. So for each line highlighted, there are 2 unpainted faces. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that this cube over here, this cube here, this side is unpainted. Okay, and it is sticking on to something else, right? Then on the other side, it has the same area. So we can say it's equivalent to 2 unpainted faces. So this line you have 2, this line you also have 2 unpainted faces, and this line you also have 2 unpainted faces. Okay, so whenever you have a line, there will be 2 faces sticking to each other, which will not be painted. So total, we have 6 unpainted faces. Okay, so 3 lines, each line 2, so 3 times 2. 6 faces, total area 150 square cm, as given in the question. Okay, unpainted area. Then one face, would be 150 square cm divided by 6, which is 25 square cm. Which means that this part here is 25 square cm. You want to find one side first before you find the volume. So 25, square root 25, or 5 times 5 equals 25. Okay, so this is 5 cm. The volume of each cube, volume, so 5 times 5 times 5. 125. So answer 125 cubic cm. Question 30, last question. 3 girls use the same number of beads to make necklaces. Debbie used 2/5 of her beads. Esther used 3/8 of hers. Farah used 2/3 of hers. They had a total of 1,440 beads. At first, how many beads did each girl use? How many beads did each girl use? Okay, so firstly, right, they said they used the same number of beads. So what did they use? Debbie used 2/5, Esther used 3/8, and then Farah used 2/3. So those amounts should be the same value. right? So what we can do is to form an equation. 2/5 of Devi is the same as 3/8 of Esther, which is the same as 2/3 of Farah's beads. I can write this because the question tells us that the amount used is the same. So I will use the fraction that represents what they have used. So by doing this, I'm saying that 2 units of Devi equals to 3 units of Esther, which is equal to 2 units of Farah. So those units are different, right? Those units are different numbers. So since they are equal, I will try and make them equal by finding the common multiple of 2, 3, 2. Okay, 2, 3, 2. So common multiple is 6. I will change all to 6. So first one multiply by 3, so 6 over 15. Second one, if I want to change to 6, I have to multiply by 2. Last one, to change to 6, multiply by 3. So what I have here now is that I can say that 6 units of Devi equals to 6 units of Esther, which is equals to 6 units of Farah. Okay, what they used will be 6 units, but what they have would follow the denominator. Okay, so the total at first, I will just present it as a ratio. So the total that they have at first would be 15, 16, 9. Numbers from the denominator. They had a total of 1440 beads at first, so your 1440 should be the sum of the units. Which is 40 units. So 40 units is 1440. 1 unit, we divide it by 40 to get 36. How many beads did each girl use? Remember when we equate them together, we're talking about what they use. So, and then when we change the fraction, we change them all to 6 units. So everyone used the same amount, 6 units. So each girl used 6 units. So 6 times 36, which is 216. Okay, so that's the answer. Each girl used 216 beads. So that's all for paper 1 of this paper, which is for term 2. What school is it? This is Nanyang Primary, 2025.